And we are still making progress now. Kind of got everything and everybody together back again in the bottom of the draw, headed across. I have not counted cows, but I trust that the guys on horseback figured out where everybody is and everybody went, everybody being cows and calves. But we're up here at the top on the south side, right next to the highway over there. And so when they get a little bit closer, I'm going to go to that stop sign, turn back to the right, and go up kind of on the high spot right over there so that people can see me before I get run over and be able to stop quick enough to keep from running over cows. And that guy in that white pickup over yonder is the guy that's going to be blocking on the other side. So yes, boys and girls, there is a plan, and it's mostly going like it was supposed to. Once we cross the highway, we've got a mile south and a mile back to the east, and then we'll be where we're supposed to be. And then it'll be Miller time, or lunchtime, one of the two. Part of me would like to be down there a horseback, helping do that part of it. When I was a little kid, I used to work on my uncle's ranch, and my grandmother had a bunch of cows too. My uncle, my grandmother's brother on my dad's side, was probably the best horseman I've ever known. When he got up on top of a horse, the horse became an extension of his body and would do anything he wanted it to. He flat lived off of the horse. That would have been my Uncle T.J. Bottleman. He lived down in Central Texas. I used to love going to his place. Go down there and help work livestock and that kind of thing. Because of spending time with my Uncle TJ, I don't remember not knowing how to ride a horse. Now, I might not have been real good at it. I remember learning to saddle my own horse because I was so little I couldn't hardly pick up the saddle. My uncle had to build a stack of hay bales, and then I'd lead the horse over there after I got a bridle in his mouth, which, when you're 4 or 5 years old, is not always easy to do. And then trying to carry that saddle up the hay bales, get a blanket on the horse, and then throw a saddle across it. And getting it hooked up was just about not going to happen because I couldn't reach. But I remember learning. Yep, they're coming along slow, but they're making progress. I enjoy this kind of stuff, I really do. But I don't have any cows, and so I kind of don't need a horse, even though a couple of my girls would love to have a horse or two. The expense and the liability is not something I have time to deal with right now. By the way, for those of you that don't know, that metal contraption right there is called a pivot sprinkler. Pivot meaning it goes to a center point. In fact, they're even called center pivots. I can find, there it is right there. The water comes up out of the middle right there. And then the whole thing is driven by those tires, those wheels, that make it go in a circle. Whether it's a full circle or a quarter circle or a, you get the idea. That's how they put the water on the ground to grow crops. When I was a kid, there weren't, I don't guess there were any of those. When I was a kid, it was all done with side row sprinklers and a lot of tube irrigation where you'd fill up a ditch full of water and then basically put siphon tubes down the rows. Sometimes there'd be gated pipe, which was just big long pieces of pipe with a valve that you'd open up on each row. But we didn't have those guys. But we are making progress. So anyway, some of this may get long and drawn out and boring, but maybe not. There'll be several parts of it. If I can figure out how to splice it all together, I'll do that. Probably I will post it in individual videos though. So, be back in a little bit.